Fast as lightning, sharp as a sword. Greetings, YouTube. I'm Lightning Sword, and I'm happy to announce that I'm finally beginning my revisit reviews of all the past episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And what better way to start than at the very beginning? The two-part series premiere, Friendship is Magic. Looking back, I can see what pulled me into the show, but it wasn't until long after the pilot that I stayed. Why is that? Well, we're about to find out. It should be interesting, considering that with the exception of Season 6 and a couple of others, I haven't seen any episode more than once. Bear in mind, in my revisit videos, I will not be judging episodes by today's standards. For example, I will not be judging the actions of Season 1 Twilight Sparkle based on the character of Season 4 or 5 Twilight Sparkle, as they are actually two entirely different characters. Twilight has developed so much since the first season, so judging her by her current or more recent standards would be wrong. She is Season 1 Twilight, and will be treated as such. That goes for all the main characters. With that in mind, let's begin. We all know the story by now. The land of Equestria is run by two sisters, Celestia, Herald of the Sun, and Luna, Herald of the Moon. The latter's jealousy of the former transforms her into a monster called Nightmare Moon, and Celestia uses a set of powerful artifacts called the Elements of Harmony to seal the beast inside the moon. To be honest, the cliché storybook opening doesn't help much as a hook, but it does set up the world in which the story is set, and does so fairly well, so no huge complaints. The first half, Mare in the Moon, shows the present day, where Celestia's top student, Twilight Sparkle, shuns a party thrown by her friends to read more about this legend. Bad idea! So, Twilight and her young dragon assistant, Spike, do some extra research, and discover a prophecy of the second coming of Nightmare Moon. And when alerting her mentor of it, Twilight is given orders to act, because Celestia is a shrewd and cunning leader that knows her priorities, right? What are Twilight's orders?
Make some friends!
What? Yes, indeed. Twilight is said to become the head librarian of a rinky-dink town in the boonies called Ponyville. Can you get any more generic? There she meets 5 other ponies that will end up completing the main cast. Hyperactive Pinkie Pie, Industrious Applejack, Overconfident Rainbow Dash, Fabulous Rarity, and Taciturn Fluttershy. And now the beginning of my mad obsession with Best Pony.
I'm Twilight Sparkle. What's your name? I'm Fluttershy.
No.
My name is Fluttershy.
Can't take it. It's too cute! I wasn't even a brony yet this far in. Not officially. And I was already in love with Fluttershy. Even when she's not being sweet and silent, she's adorable. Especially when she's in her element. Excited and thrilled to interact with some new animal, to talk to it, or learn more about it. When she shakes off her fear or anxiety, Fluttershy is such a wonderful character. And as far as why I love her, that's just the tip of the iceberg. And speaking of the tip of the iceberg...
Rainbow Drive. No, don't thank me. You're quite welcome.
I hate you. So Twilight goes to set up shop and is shocked by a party set up in the library by... who else?
I'm Pinkie Pie, and I threw this party just for you. You see, I saw you when you first got here, remember? You were all hello, and I was all, remember? You see, I never saw you before, and if I never saw you before, that meant you're new. Because I know every pony, and I know every pony in Ponyville. And if you're new, and that you haven't met anyone,
just
and if you haven't met anyone,
doesn't
I'm
shut
not
up.
friends. And if you don't have any
She
friends,
just
you must
doesn't
be
shut
friends.
up.
That made me so sad.
Why? Why won't she shut up? Why?
I just doing great.
So Twilight shuts down for a while, and who can blame her?
All the ponies in this town are crazy!
Why so serious? Even now, with the summer sun celebration close at hand, Twilight is still worried about Nightmare Moon's return. But why worry? I mean, every pony is here, the party's going off without a hitch, and the Pony of Honor is just about to arrive to start things off. Where'd she go? Well, that doesn't mean a thing. I mean, just because our sovereign ruler isn't here, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world or something. Damn it!
Remember this day, little ponies, for it was your last. From this moment forth, The night will last forever.
Jesus. Gotta give props to Tabitha St. Germain for such a creepy performance. And that ends part 1. So let's jump to part 2. The Elements of Harmony. After the recap, Twilight bolts for the library, and the 5 random ponies she met that day follow her for some reason.
And just what are the elements of harmony? And how did you know about Nightmare Moon, huh? Are you a spy?
I really hate you. So Twilight and the girls find out the location of the Elements of Harmony, the only things capable of stopping Nightmare Moon. Cue the pan of random ponies when listing the names of the elements, making them seem more important than they should be.
Kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty, and loyalty.
And it's off to beat the bad guy with them. And where are they? In a castle ruin deep in the most dangerous place in Equestria, the Everfree Forest. Because unnecessary peril is important in a quest for ancient artifacts. The 5 random ponies go with Twilight, because they aren't important at all and have no reason to go with her, potentially placing their own lives in jeopardy for someone they just met 6 hours ago.
Folks say it don't work the same as Equestria. What's that supposed to mean? No pony knows. You know why? Rainbow quit it. Because every pony who's ever come in has never come out.
I really hate you. Now is when each of the ponies in Twilight's company contributes to the mission in a unique, subtle way that, not so subtly, establishes them as important characters for later on. When just about to fall off a cliff, Applejack promises Twilight's safety, swearing up and down that she's telling the truth. When confronted by an angry Manticore, Fluttershy quells the fighting and has the common decency to remove a thorn in its paw, calming it down. When the others are freaked out by the forest, Pinkie Pie tells them to shake off their fear through laughter. And song.
When I was a little filly and the sun was going down. Tell me she's not. The darkness and the shadows, they would always make me frown. She is.
And there's the musical aspect of the series. Can't be a kids show without music after all. Oh wait, yes it can. When trying to cross a raging river made to rage by an extremely flamboyant sea serpent, that Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy could just fly them over easily, by the way, Rarity offers to solve his woes over a damaged mustache by giving him a replacement, her tail. And while crossing the rickety bridge of cliché peril, Rainbow Dash turns down an offer to join a group of stunt flyers claiming to be better than her idols, the Wonderbolts, and stays with the group. How good and decent and unnecessarily selfless of you to stick with the plan of saving the world! At last, the 6 manage to locate what appear to be the Elements of Harmony, but there's only 5, and they don't appear to work. And what's worse, Nightmare Moon, who has been behind each of the group's trials in the forest, confronts Twilight and shatters the elements.
You little fool! Thinking you could defeat me! Now you will never see your princess or your son.
Quick look at something, hang on.
Seize her! Only she knows where the princess is! Stand back, you fools!
Seize that creature! Stand back, you fool!
You little fool! Thinking you could defeat me!
You poor simple fools! Thinking you could defeat me!
Come on, guys, you didn't even try! Also, according to this scene, Twilight can teleport. Take all the time you need. Anyway, when all appears lost, Twilight realizes the truth behind the elements. That the 6th element would be unlocked with a special epiphany. A spark, if you will. Hasbro! Well, after a roll call pairing each of the group with an element, Twilight has summoned the 6th element, magic. Together, the 6 blast Nightmare Moon with friendship beams, defeating her. The girls wake up with some sweet bling. Princess Celestia shows up tardy to the party, and as it turns out, she knew all along about Nightmare Moon's second coming, and set this whole thing up on purpose. And, as it turns out, Princess Luna was not destroyed by the elements, but saved by them. Later, there's a party in Ponyville to welcome Luna back home. Twilight is allowed to stay in Ponyville with her new friends, and that's about it. And thus ends the second half of the 2-part series premiere Friendship is Magic. As far as pilots go, this wasn't exactly enough to win me over back when I first started watching. But to be fair, I gave a few more episodes a try and eventually I was won over. I loved the show, and all because this two-parter gave me reason enough to try it. It's not particularly impressive, but it does an excellent job doing what every series pilot is supposed to do. Establish the world in which the story takes place, introduce the main characters, and gives them a conflict to resolve through strength of character, determination, and solidarity. And unlike most season openings and finales, it's appropriately paced and doesn't rush things. In fact, I might even say it's a little too slowly paced. The excessive roundabout with the apples, Spike's googly eyes at Rarity, and, Celestia forgive me, Fluttershy's intro scene could have been cut down just a tad, as it all makes things drag a bit. And since it's not quite enough to pull you in, it does a good job of making you realize you might have to watch a few more episodes to judge the show as a whole more fairly. Which is exactly what I did. And 5 episodes later, I was a loyal, steadfast brony. And with all this in mind, upon reflection, Friendship is Magic Parts 1 and 2 gets a 7.5 out of 10. Well, I hope you enjoyed this revisit. If you do, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and the like. I'll be back with a new video soon. Until then, this is Lightning Sword. Stay quick, stay sharp, and thanks for watching.
Why? Am I not royal enough for you? Don't you know who I am?
No, but maybe if you hum a few bars.